I just invite all of you to take your seats to enable us to start the second session of the day. I hope that the coffee and tea was a good refreshment for all of you. Now that we're all warmed up, I would like to hand the mic over to Mr. Weng, who is the moderator for our next session, where we will be broaching on the topic of dispute resolution in sports. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Weng.
Thank you, Madam MC. Sorry, can we get the lights up here, please? Those in the back room. Sorry. Okay. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As mentioned by our lovely Madam MC for the day, my name is Weng. I am the other partner of Richard V and Yip. I'm first of all very pleased to see all of you here today. I hope you all have had your fair share of coffee and croissants and buns, because we are now in for a very, very exciting session. I'll be the moderator for this next session, and looking at the very esteemed, looking at the very esteemed panel of speakers we have with us today, I think we're all in for a very amazing and awesome session. I think our speakers are more than ready to share their wealth of experience and knowledge with all of us on the topic for the day, which is dispute resolution in sports. I think one of our most exciting topics for the day. As we all know, in sports, like in any other field, disputes are bound to arise. Whether such disputes are between athletes, between clubs, between federations, between countries, they will obviously and inevitably arise. Recent examples of such disputes are, like, for example, the Lance Armstrong doping case, the racism charges which have arisen in the Barclays Premier League. Closer to home, we also have the allegations against Dato on his alleged performance enhancers. Disputes occur, that is inevitable, but the question we need to ask ourselves is, how can we best resolve such disputes? And today in this session, we hope to be able to be informative to our delegates today, to provide an insight into how sports disputes can best be resolved. Okay, our speakers today hopefully will be giving us some examples of the kind of disputes which will arise, the various modes by which such disputes can be resolved. As mentioned by my partner, Mr. Richard, during his opening speech, there are various modes of resolving sports disputes: arbitration, mediation, or do we just go to court? What are the comparative advantages and disadvantages of these modes of resolution? Is mediation better than arbitration? Why would it be better? And how do we choose the best mode of dispute resolution? If it's arbitration, if it's a borderless or a dispute which crosses borders, is arbitration the better mode of dispute resolution as opposed to court? How do we determine this? Well, let's hope that our speakers can enlighten us today. We have three very, very esteemed speakers today. We have, first up will be the Honourable Justice Dato Kwai, a Court of Appeal judge who has very graciously appeared or attended today with us. We have Mr. Paul Hayes, a barrister all the way from Australia, who is reputed to be one of the premier sports law barristers. Hopefully he will present his views on sports dispute resolution from an international practitioner point of view. Closer to home, we have Mr. Aziz Ibrahim, who is a senior litigator with one of the most reputed law firms in Kuala Lumpur. and one of the rare Malaysian lawyers who has an opportunity to argue cases before the Court of Arbitration for sports in Lausanne, Switzerland. Hopefully he will be able to provide us with a more Malaysian flavor on the topic of dispute resolution in sports. Okay, let me just give you a brief rundown of how the session will be running. Each of the speakers will be presenting a presentation before us, after which we will be having a question and answer session with me as the moderator. Looking at our panel of speakers today, I would encourage everyone here to take advantage of them being before us. Please have your questions ready for the question and answer sessions. This is a golden opportunity. It's not every day that such an esteemed panel of speakers appears before us. So have your questions ready or comments, and we will invite questions from the floor during the question and answer stage. Okay, so without further ado, please allow me to provide you with a brief background of our first speaker, the Honourable Justice Dato Kwai. For those of us in legal practice, especially those of us who are involved in the field of civil litigation, dispute resolution, Justice Ma is a name which we are all familiar with. Having commenced his career with the Judicial and Legal Services in 1973, Justice Ma has served at all levels of the judiciary. Firstly, starting as a magistrate, through holding the post of the President of the Sessions Court and also the Senior Assistant Registrar of the High Court, before carrying out a tour of duty with the Attorney General's Office. In 1985, Justice Ma had commenced his very own and very successful private practice in the name and style of Mrs. Ma Weng Kwai and Associates. During this time, Justice Ma was also served as our Malaysian Bar Council President for the years of 2001 until 2003, and also as President of Law Asia, an international organization focusing on the interests and concerns of legal practice in Asia Pacific. He served as their past president from 2006 to 2008. In 2010, Justice Ma was appointed as a Judicial Commissioner of the High Court and subsequently as a judge in the year 2011. And in 2012, Justice Ma was elevated to the Court of Appeal. Clearly, the loss of Justice Ma from our bar has been the gain of the judiciary. Justice Ma will be addressing us today on dispute resolution in sports, hopefully from a judicial point of view. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, can we put our hands together to welcome Justice Ma on stage?